Hi guys, just waiting for Akanksha to join in. Okay. Hello, hi Astha.
Hi Akanksha,
Hi, Piyu. How are you?
I'm good. So, I think most of the people who have joined already know us,
Oh,
but I
nice.
think,
So I'm the
but
one who's late.
no, you're not late. So, I think we should give our introduction for sure for people who will be logging in and watching it little later. So, I'm Priyanka
Hmm.
Vashisht, and I'm founder of Soul Tattva, which is a holistic way of living, and it's a spiritual group where we are trying to work on your inner transformation, aligning you to your own energies. And today we have Akanksha Sharma, who is a creative director of Design Forth Interiors, and she's an amazing interior designer, and
That's
she
very
has
sweet.
some great taste. So, and today's topic is about energy of your house and your place where you work. So, actually,
Hmm.
I thought that we keep talking about energies of people and relationships and a lot of other ways, but we generally not focus on. We forget our house and the places where we are spending most of our time and energy. Definitely, there's a connection between the place where you stay for longer duration और जो भी आप जहाँ पे भी आप involve होते हैं definitely those things have energy, but I think it's best to get few more insights from an expert. So we have Akansha today. So Akansha, uh, you know would you just talk about what is the connection and the energy, how our mind is being reflected in our houses and the spaces we spend most of
Hmm.
our time?
Hmm. Hmm. So I think I'll elaborate. I'll start by elaborating, on the fact that you said how uh, spaces have a way of making us feel and how we react, in any given space, and that's 100% true. So we could look at examples like if you go to a very funky, quirky, kind of cafe, your mood is absolutely different at that time, right? You're more chatty and it's all upbeat and all that stuff. And compared to, let's say, in the same day, let's say if you were to walk into a fine dine restaurant the same evening, right? Your mood completely changes. So people change their mannerisms, their behaviors, everything, considering what is around them and what's surrounding them and what kind of space they are in. And like you rightly said, the only thing is because we use our home so much, we are always, in and out. We kind of forget, that the space that we spend so much time in every day also has that effect on us, whether we realize it or not. So subconsciously, it does kind of play a very, very big part.
Okay. So, do you think, the people who, with whom you've been working, so I'm sure, different personalities would be requesting or asking for different kind of taste in their house, right?
Yes, yes, totally. So I think what we basically always tell people is you need to see what is the function of the space, right? What kind of work also you want to do. So if we speak of workspaces, for example, people who are doing a lot of creative work, people who are doing, a lot of like brainstorming, their interiors, compared to, let's say, a more serious work, which would be like a lawyer's office or something, are very, very contrasting, right? So you need some places to be more quiet and more serious. The others could be more funky and, like communal and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about the colors?
Hmm.
What is the I'm sure there is a very strong impact of colors in our house and
Hmm.
our bedrooms or living room. So what is the impact of the colors?
Hmm. Colors, again, like it does with everything else, I mean, of course, a lot of people have their personal choices as well. I might like black, you might like, white and things like that. But in general, colors, they kind of make and break the space. Uh, we again, it would come to the function of a place. So, for example, for bedrooms, we always tell people to keep them subtle. They need to be more like a sanctuary, where you go and retire.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing jarring, no overwhelming things. If you have a favorite color, if you really like bright colors, we would suggest that you would use them, let's say in your living room, right? Places where
Mm-hmm.
you entertain people. So it completely depends. It's also very site based, it's very person based, and which is where we will come in and kind of talk with you, just like maybe you would, right? Know
Mm-hmm.
a person and then, or know the function of a space and then kind of build on that.
Okay, that's great.
So,
And
and if I
yeah.
were to just kind of give like a more professional, input on the color thing, for colors, we follow something like a 60-30-10 rule.
Mm-hmm.
And we say that 60% of your space, like we basically, it's like a visual trick.
Mm-hmm.
60% of your space should be done in one color, which is a neutral and a base color.
Mm-hmm.
30% you would add, patterns and, some shades and tones of a complementary color. And 10% is what we leave for, jarring colors and accents and things.
Mm-hmm. I think
Sorry, I think,
your internet.
yeah, there was
Yeah. Okay. So, but I
my
think,
internet switched because the power went off. Okay.
okay, no problem. So I'm saying that, but I think, a lot of people go in the opposite way. They have more of jarring and strong colors, throughout the house, and they are
Yes.
always hyper and aggressive, and then you're always on the go and, you know,
That that
frustrated.
I think you would be able to tell us a little bit more about, right? Like the chromotherapy, the color therapy works, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hmm,
So I think people tend to choose colors which reflects their prominent and the strong mood, which is
hmm,
in their aura. So people who are
right.
generally aggressive would either pick up colors which are more aggressive at the same
Hmm,
time, or maybe the frustration which is coming into their energy because of that aggression and anger. So
right,
they might
right.
pick up colors which are very very what do you say sad, or
Hmm,
the sad or the dull tones of even if you talk about the grays and the lighter colors,
hmm,
उनके भी वो
hmm,
सबसे dull shades को pick करेंगे if they are little low. And the
yeah,
people who are
yeah.
always on the go and in a good way, like they're happy and full of energy, they would
Hmm,
pick up yellow color or orange and
nice. Hmm.
that way. So I think yes, people tend to choose colors.
And it works exactly like that, right? So let's say it could work like that in the sense, like if you want to change the energy or the whole feeling of a room, you could pick and choose or balance out those colors and kind of create that environment that you actually wish for.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that ways we can pick up areas and rooms where we want to feel more energetic. We would tend to use more
Right,
lighter colors. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
right,
And
right.
what is the effect of the lighting and ventilation, if we can talk about?
So lighting again is very similar. There's a perpetual ongoing debate, between like white light people and yellow light people. Some people
Mm.
prefer the yellow, and some people prefer the white. But again, I think I would put that question back to you after I finish explaining that why we use certain lights at
Mm.
in a certain area. So like white light is more cold hues. It's going to
Mm.
wake you up. So wherever you are like working or you need work done and offices and your studies, there is where we use the task light, which is white, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yellow light has a tendency to make you feel more relaxed, so your ambient lighting.
Mm-hmm. I think we lost uh, connection with Akansha again. Akansha, we can't hear you. I think there's some network problem. at your
Hi,
end.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better than before. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Now I can. Yes, yes.
okay,
So yeah.
okay. So I'm saying, like, I don't know, from a psychological perspective, maybe you would be able to tell us, like, who are these people who prefer the white light and who are the people who prefer yellow light, And what is the, I don't know, like, what is the neurological or psychological difference between them? But from a functional perspective, that's how we use light.
See, you were correct that when we are more towards working, when we are focused on, you know, on the outside world, that is when want to
Hmm.
use the white light more. And people who are
Hmm.
more thinkers and who want to spend time inwards, these people would prefer
Ah.
more of yellow light because that somehow creates that, ambience where they can just, feel nostalgic or feel little, calmer and relaxed. So that is so you're right on that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
about the proportions and sizes of the spaces which people are creating in
Hmm.
their houses and offices? What about
You
that?
mean like, okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, okay, that's something which is actually the first step, and it's very, very critical, right? People always tend to a lot of times they do, ill-sized furniture for their houses.
Hmm.
Just because you like a big sofa doesn't mean it's going to look good in your space.
Hmm.
Or, let's say if you have a huge space, then the tiny table is not going to work. So, I think it just comes with that knowledge or awareness that the space requires a certain thing from a functionality perspective,
Hmm.
and that's what you need to do, rather than just what you like. So from a size and proportion perspective, I think that's what people have to keep in mind. You buy furniture or you buy artwork or you buy things which are which are fitting well in your house or in your office.
Yeah. So I think it happens with the dresses and the things which we pick up for ourselves also. There are things which are looking
Yes,
good on mannequins, and we tend
yes,
to think that if we have a petite body or we have certain kind of body type, we will fit in and we will look better in this particular dress. But when we
yes.
actually try, it looks really weird sometimes. Okay, and
Right,
then
right.
what about? Okay, so there's one thing I wanted to cover today that with this too much of things which are available in the market and everything is
Hmm.
become resourceable. Everybody is able to buy things and everything is available and we have limited spaces in our houses, so we tend to see that there are few houses which are just decked up from bottom to top with paintings and
Everything.
showpieces, artifacts, and a lot of other stuff. So,
Hmm.
what do you think about it? Do you think that we need to have some empty space or a corner where we have an empty wall or area where
Hmm.
which is nothing?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you're totally right about that. So, like, we live in this age of, where like retail therapy is the way of life, and we want to get everything that we like, and pick it. So, for that, I would say, people should again, hold their hand a little bit when they're shopping,
Mm-hmm.
see what they really need, first of all, and whether it's going to serve a function or it's going to, serve good to the space that you're adding it in. And about the blank spaces, I personally really vouch and endorse the fact that you should keep some blank spaces in the house. Not every wall needs to have something done on it because like an overcluttered house, it just makes you feel claustrophobic. It makes you feel cluttered, right? And in any case, like we are all bombarded with visuals all day. We are always on our phones these days. We are working on our laptops, and there's just so much visual bombardment. So I personally really feel that there should be blank spaces. There should be like, things that are left just on its own to give some kind of visual breaks in the space.
Yeah, I think it's more. of a reflection of your inner mind also, where you will be
Totally.
able to figure out that there is a space which is still available in your brain where you can go and relax and reflect. Otherwise, जैसे आपके environment होता है उसी तरीके से आपके brain में उतनी ही space, like there is so much of clutter in your brain, or maybe you've decorated, or so many things are important hanging on your
Yeah.
mind's wall, that you're not able to
Yeah.
get some time off for your own self. So I think I'll agree with you, Akansha. That's a very
Right. And
important thing.
even the things that you put, basically, like I would just say, like if you can just be conscious about what you're picking, like if you're putting artwork or pictures, basically always try and choose things that make you happy, right? Your favorite vacation pictures, the best memories, the artwork that makes you feel good, instead of just like just picking up just because this artist is famous, or just because that thing is in trend. I think you need to kind of look inwards and see what really speaks to you, and then kind of use those kind of things, in your space.
Hmm. Okay, so any other suggestions, if you have, you can give the tips a little later, and also guys who are watching right now, if you have any questions about your house, about your, the colors, the scheme, whatever, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask Akansha, and, just leave them in the comment box. And so, Akansha, any suggestions if you have about how people should be picking up things, and like just you said, about things, about
Hmm.
anything about furniture, if you have to say, or any other suggestions.
So I think I would start with the topic that we left, and a lot of people may not be very comfortable with doing this, but I would say, as a Priya, now I there's a lag. Can you hear?
No, Akansha, I can't. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me,
Yeah,
Priya?
yeah, perfect.
Okay. So I'm saying that would go even, that goes, it's a kind of same analogy, that even when you pick up something for your wardrobe, uh, if you pick up a thing for your house, try and get rid of one thing, in lieu of that. So basically kind of maintain that balance. Uh, but from a general perspective of how, you're like, if you already have a space and you already have something done, maybe just adding like green plants, always is helpful. It just livens up the space. There's something, fresh and live. If you can get fresh flowers once in a while, that's really helpful. Uh, the other very important thing is, the deodorizing, or, good smelling places. So use of candles and incenses
I think
and things like that.
someone's saying that not audible. Mansi, who's not
Okay.
audible? Akansha or me? Can you hear us
Okay.
now?
Now she
Okay, she
can.
can hear. Yes, perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what was the last point, Akansha?
No, so I was like maybe the incense, or candles and things like that. Like good smelling spaces are uh, are very underrated, but
Mm-hmm.
they really, kind of make a very big difference.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like to add here, to the tips which you are suggesting, that if you really want to create some fresh energy in your environment, in your house, so try to shift your furniture, try to place those artifacts and items. तो अगर आपको वो
Realign.
नई जगह नहीं मिल रही है, so you can just pick them up, clean them, and just put it back. So just move a bit of your table, chair, and just clean, declutter your space. So the more you cleanse the stagnant energies. आप imagine करिए एक टेबल, एक
Hmm.
स्टूल, एक wardrobe इतने टाइम से एक जगह पे है, तो कितना stagnant energy वहां पे होगा. So once in 6 months or a year, I think you should just move it a bit and just
Move things
maybe,
around.
yeah, and then you'll start feeling a fresh energy in your environment. So that is one of the things, and decluttering for sure. So when you keep your house clean and decluttered, you somehow tell your brain. So there are a lot of people who have this habit whenever they feel stressed, they start decluttering. So वो अपने wardrobes को
Decluttering.
clean करना शुरू करते हैं and अपने tables को
Right.
clean कर रहे हैं. And that is the way, somehow you're telling your brain that it's time to clean, it's time to work, it's time to create some more vibrant energies inside and outside your environment. So I think it's a very important houses and especially the rooms you're spending most of your time, the walls are listening. So the energies which you're emitting out of your aura, from your mind, those thoughts are somehow catched by the walls. So आप देखोगे कि बहुत houses में जहाँ पे आप बहुत टाइम से कोई रहता नहीं है, when you go you start feeling there is some emptiness you feel in your aura when you move into those houses, those spaces. And when you move into a house where people are living, you immediately feel that there's some different energy of that house, of those
Right.
people which that house is carrying. It's like जैसे एक स्मोक होता है, आप उसी तरीके से आप देखो एक स्मोक एक जगह पे जब आप इंसेंस जला रहे हैं, अगरबत्ती जला रहे हैं, तो देयर इज दिस स्मोक व्हिच इज अराउंड इन द रूम. सिमिलरली आपके जो एनर्जी है, आपकी जो फैमिली मेंबर्स की एनर्जी है, दैट इज बीइंग spread into your entire house. And the way Akansha is saying that the furniture you're picking, the things which you are choosing, the way you are laying them in your room and your houses is somehow creating a certain energy. And if you feel that their energy is blocked, or there's some stagnation which you are feeling, I think moving things a bit will be a great idea. And unless you want to do your house again and add
In a
little bit
professional way.
yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are following Vastu also, these days, trying to put things according to the Vastu. And of course, these things
Vastu,
are also
Feng
very
Shui.
effective. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So,
So, and if we look at them also, so I'm no expert, honestly, in Vastu or Feng Shui, but they basically follow very universal principles, things that we already covered. Your spaces should be well lit, they should be well ventilated, they should all be kept clean. So if we follow, all these basic principles, and even when they said let's say the kitchen should be in a certain direction, it was said to be in a certain direction so that it gets enough light. Natural light is like sunlight is a natural disinfectant. So all these things had meaning behind it. And they're pretty much common sense things. If the thing is, we just need to tune in and just listen to what the space really wants.
Yeah, I think I want to add here. I think this kitchen should be in southeast direction, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
So where the sun rises from east and sets in the west. So south is the place which gets the maximum sunlight. So it is like somehow like it is going with the
it is
which
okay.
The sunlight. Yeah. So I think also.
So that's something that I learned. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and also the energy which you're creating. There are a lot of people who leave their kitchens dirty at night, and clutter hota hai. And somehow imagine if you're sleeping with that in your mind, you somewhere that your kitchen is dirty. Your sink is full of utensils which needs to be cleansed tomorrow.
Right.
So there is some kind of restlessness or trigger. एक unknowingly आपने अपने लिए एक ऐसी एनर्जी क्रिएट कर ली है, शायद आपको नींद ना आए, बट आपको रीजन नहीं पता होगा कि आपको नींद क्यों नहीं आ रही. बिकॉज देयर इज आपके माइंड में पीछे एक थॉट चल रहा होगा जो आपको शायद याद भी नहीं है कि देयर इज लॉट ऑफ बैगेज और देयर इज लॉट ऑफ वर्क व्हिच नीड्स टू बी फिनिश्ड टुमारो. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स प्ले अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. सो आई थिंक if you guys have any questions, please ask. We started just quickly, Akansha, and I think because of that, a lot of people were joining late, and I think we did this session with a very small notice. So a lot of people will be watching it a little later. But thank you all who are joining in. If you have any questions, you can ask. And also, if you are interested, Akansha, I think we can also talk about, not today, maybe next time, if people are interested, we can talk about creating a sanctuary or their personal space, how to create those areas where they can relax and create those energies where they can reflect, and the
Hmm.
corner which is just for them. So I think we can
Sure,
talk
sure.
about it maybe next time when we tune in. So
Yeah, sure. We could look at that. And I think everybody needs that thing, you know. We all live such busy lives. So, you know, home is something that you come back and, you know, you need to keep it in a way that it works for you, you know. Um, so we
yeah.
can totally look at that at some point. But when you were talking about sanctuaries, like something again, you know, as a small tip, and we suggest it to a lot of clients, and something that I say to many people is like try and keep your bedrooms, you know, gadget free. For example, like if you have the TV in your room, there's that temptation to watch that last episode before sleeping, and then it's never the last episode because there's
Mhm.
one more coming right after. So, you know, things like that. Try and keep like your phones outside. Keep it, you know, blue light free, so that when you go and sleep, you get, you know, like good rest and um, you know, like you feel relaxed instead of you know, always being like on either on a phone or if you're busy again in your bedroom, you know, with the same thing that you're busy outside, then the whole point is kind of defeated.
You're taking the energy inside your bedroom also, right? The same energy which you
Right,
were, yeah.
right. And from a cleanliness perspective, again, you know, try and not take your shoes inside the bedroom. The same goes for kitchen as well, actually. And they're not these things that we have to, you know, shun them, saying, "Oh, these were purani baatein and ye purane traditions." They basically these all make sense, and you know, more so in these times when we are battling with these diseases and so many things. It just look at a simple thing, you know, the places that your shoe goes on a everyday basis. You're going to the public toilets, like you're being all over the place, and then you bring all that same viruses and bacteria and all that junk inside your house. So that is something, you know, if you have an option and if you can practice leaving your shoes either outside the house, or if not outside the house, at least don't take them in your bedroom and in your kitchen.
Yeah, great tip, Akansha. Great tip. Thank you. So I think that's all. I think that's all for today. And we don't
Perfect.
have any questions, so that's cool. And thank you so much, Akansha, for joining in. And
No, pleasure's all
thank you for your
mine.
amazing tips. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
everybody
having
who
me
was,
over.
yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.